themselves, but we are seeing some more sort of typical cards in the list. We're seeing Professor's Research. We see a couple
these prize cards.
in the deck as well, so a different
the Inteleon prize for Gustavo's pretty bad.
Which is going to be really interesting.
Absolutely looking at the prizes here.
If it's only one powerful energy in the deck here for Igor, that could be bad, but that probably won't be terrible. But that's pretty bad for, like, prizing Shade Demons Inteleon is just not good, but it might not be terrible. It depends on how they draw.
Second one in the deck.
Yeah, just one for
just one to that. But then you're not hitting for weakness on anything, so it's a tech you're probably not really going to be using. So prize-wise, not terrible. I think both players are going to be moderately happy with that one. So it seems like once again we've got a bit of an Arceus party and a bit of a Rapid Strike Urshifu party.
Yeah, and I think Igor is playing something that a lot of people expected a lot of. It's going to be mostly a water-focused Arceus Inteleon, a really popular combination in the TCG right now, but with that little splash of dark in there as well. So players are getting that handshake going, and we are going to kick things off with Gustavo.
Oh, and Gustavo's going first? Bro. Igor better have a Dunsparce. It might not matter. So Gustavo's hands actually doesn't look that good, though.
Bad start for him at all.
No, not at all. We see that Sobble on the board for Igor here, and of course we saw in the previous game with Tor, that is, if you're going second, you're going to want to
appreciate that Prime's up there, Dark3 2. Welcome to the Rat Pack, my dude. Fresh set of cables, we got plenty of Archeesy boards. I think it's 2 Shady Dealings Inteleon's actually here from Igor, or Gustavo.
Been around for a very long time, so they're going to be looking through, trying to figure out.
I think I just saw a second,
what are the issues? And just kind of
a second Shade Dealings Inteleon in there.
Yeah, and one thing that I think is different, that we saw Tord really happy to go second, whereas Gustavo, he
and the Piers,
cards to make his turn ones that little bit stronger,
which we all love to see. All big Piers fans here.
He's got 2 quick ball in his opening hand. He plays the full suite of 4 in his list.
I appreciate the tier 1 sub there, ring toss.
Definitely a different engine and a different take on the list already, and you're seeing it in this.
Into the pack, my dude.
Selection.
Fresh out of cardboard, we got plenty of.
Early, a couple Sobble, so a really good start from him. Getting his engine rolling and getting an early attachment on Urshifu is actually one of the scariest things in Pokemon right now.
Well, you see that? Gustavo had 3 Drizzles stacked in a row in his deck. He did not declump. He just shuffled his deck. Just shuffle the deck. Alright, got the Sobbles. I think it has a fighting energy in hand, a basic fighting to attach return. And then does have the Piers, but doesn't have anything else. So can get the special energy next turn, but doesn't have the VMAX to work with.
And Tor with the Manaphy had a huge advantage. So Gustavo here, and you've got to think Gustavo's probably the favorite in this game because he's hitting weakness on Arceus and on Crobat if that ever comes out, and there's no Manaphy there. So, you know, can be taking out that Inteleon engine. You know, you have to go up to.
Here comes the keep calling. Could go for a boss.
Rapid flow. So we do, however, see a boss's orders from Igor. And it's
oh man.
Pretty straightforward turn. Just searching out those.
Oh, but the Piers can grab Crobat for Gustavo.
Getting that boss's orders. It's not ideal.
The Piers can grab Crobat here for Wada, so he can get like Rapid Strike energy. He's just gonna wreck him next turn. There's not even an Arceus in play for Igor.
That is bad news. You are not representing.
This is not good
at all. Even next turn, you're not representing much pressure. Like all you can really do is maybe a Melanie or a Raihan play next turn to do like 130 damage with an Arceus V. That's not the position you want to be in at all. So a very awkward opener for Igor here. He at least has keep.
Yeah, Gustavo's gonna wreck this game. Might wreck the next game.
From potential spreading attacks.
Doesn't Boss help Gustavo with Gale Thrust? Yeah, but it limits the potential for G-Max Rapid Flow. I don't know. I guess it hurts one way or the. It can hurt one way or the other, right?
Way of saying, look, I think 2 of these are going to go down, or at least there is a good enough chance that 2 of them are going to go down.
I don't think it's going to matter.
Off that G-Max Rapid Flow, what we're going to see? Oh, we've got Piers coming down here with an empty hand. That gets yourself an energy and a darkness type.
It's not quite empty, but
what the darkness type Pokemon is going to be.
He plays 1 Chromat V, 1 Moltres V, and 2 Baby Glory Moltres. So there are.
Well, this is actually pretty similar to what Tor displayed, but it has. I mean, it's a little bit different, obviously, but it's like not too far off.
The biggest deal is that you're getting that Rapid Strike energy guaranteed. Tord goes via the route of having the 1/1 artillery. Gustavo.
And I'll set up the prediction real fast
to guarantee that energy drop, but also getting a fresh hand here with the Crobat Dark Assetting.
And the wording on Piers is absolutely huge. It has to be a darkness Pokemon, but it can be, and Scoop Up that as well. But it has to be any energy. Doesn't matter what energy it is. So you get the Crobat, and you draw 5 cards here, it looks like. And then you've got that energy. If we see the VMAX coming down, this is a huge turn. We don't see it yet. Did I see an Ultra Ball in his hand? I only got the briefest little look.
There's
it's an Evolution Incense. That'll do.
So it's going to be a big 2.
Let's see if this works.
Here.
Majority prediction?
With no pressure coming in. Interestingly
Oh,
enough,
did we?
Gustavo doesn't really know just yet what Igor's playing, because right now we see a basic water energy.
Oh, shoot, no, you're right.
Suicune or something like that right now with a pretty poor
Never mind.
So Gustavo maybe just keeping things safe. Like, there's no matter what, he's going to be taking the 2 prizes this turn, because it's just
Yeah, and Gustavo got it all.
And,
I don't know if you'll actually want to go with a G-Max Rapid Flow here, though, because I think I'd rather just Gale Thrust, I think. Nah, but he's going to get aggressive and take him out. But, like, this is weird, because now how do you follow up? Your follow-up is, like, a little bit awkward, so I wouldn't have hate to see a Gale Thrust into a G-Max Rapid Flow from Gustavo.
His hand does not look good. We've got Arceus V-Star, but no Arceus.
Do we not even have a Drizzile here for... Dude, Igor is getting wrecked in this one. This is it. I mean, it's a bad matchup to begin with, but... He's getting farmed, to be honest.
It may be an early concession here from Igor. He really has nothing going on for him. It's not how you want to start off your stream here, unfortunately. But Gustavo,
crab popping up for half a second. Wait, was there a crab that popped up on the screen?
The only hope right now is Gustavo won't be able to get another rapid flow off in succession. So you have one more turn potentially to sort of mill around and hope that your top decks can help you out.
Yeah, but we don't even see that much recovery index. You know, we see kind of.
You don't even want to. You don't want to boss here, because then that like they have to Gale Thrust. So.
It really does, and it looks like we see an energy pass. That is not good. I mean, unless Gustavo has a terrible turn here.
This is why I want you to get Gustavo go with Gale Thrust into what's it called? Because I feel like the chance that you get the KO here or an attack here is pretty low. But.
Insult to injury. Igor doesn't have to discard any bench Pokemon because there's none in sight for him right now. Gustavo is going to quick ball away the fighting energy, and he's also.
Oh my!
Done it. He gets a G.
Never mind. He just has the nuts.
Double KO on the Sobble.
I didn't think about E-Switch, to be honest. I didn't know he played E-Switch, but yeah, I guess if you can just win next turn anyways, maybe it's fine to go to the G-Max Rapid Flow there. If you're Igor, you don't show that Dark, right? Well, you might want to be able to retreat next turn. I think you show it.
Typically, the Rapid Strike Urshifu deck only really uses.
If you're saying you're just gonna concede, then you should just concede. I guess you could just try and be seen more from your opponent's deck. I guess that was fair.
Some sneaky plays, and Gustavo really pulled a fast one on us there by getting 2 massive double knockouts there back to back. Yes, Igor didn't have much going on, but that's still huge from Gustavo to wrap up a really quick.
I like the play from Gustavo a little bit more. I still don't hate the idea of just going with a Gale Thrust, because like he could have a Marty next turn and you could whiff the E-Switch play. So I still don't hate just going with Gale Thrust from Gustavo there, because you're gonna be such a good advantage no matter what.
To be hitting for weakness on Arceus V and V Star. Very aggressive.
That's true. It does play around Mana Fee. That is very true.
From Gustavo there, without the need for keep calling, he was still able to get a couple Sobbles out. He was able to start using that shady dealings very effectively. We saw the Piers coming into play as well.
Or Bobbles, yeah, those Bobbles got bopped.
See all too often, but man, it was an all-star there.
Yeah, that really was. That last turn was so fast, could barely keep up with it. And now I feel really bad, because I was like, you never miss Drizzile. And then Igor had his turn, and I was like, oh, sometimes you do miss Drizzile. Yeah, it feels bad when you miss Drizzile. That was just a real stinker for Igor. He had not much going on at all. Just 2
all right, game 2.
V-Star and whatever else. This can happen.
The matchup is still bad, but at least you get to go first as Igor in this one.
Ball search outs.
Matchup is really bad, though.
Incense, that Drizzile, that level ball, you just have nothing going on for you. And Arceus actually is like kind of the polar opposite to Mew. Our 2 top decks in the format are very vastly different. Mew does a million actions, a million miles a second in that first turn, tries to do all sorts of combinations. Arceus is just kind of happy getting an attachment down on its main attacker. That's all it's looking to do.
See what Igor's got.
And then turn 2 is when it starts power spiking if all things go well. But you can see how it can snowball out of control when you don't have those decent openers.
No, absolutely. And, you know, I think it is fair to
I think that was a Sobble.
It happens sometimes. That was a terrible.
They got to switch over that camera a little bit faster.
Only keep calling that even kept him in the game as long as it did. Otherwise, it would have been even quicker. But I think you're in a situation
Production?
where
all right, there we go.
You know, G-Max Rapid.
All right, play score by prize of Sobble and Drizzile.
We do see Gustavo has Galarian Moltres.
Inteleon prize again Gustavo, but Gustavo does play both, I think.
Nothing too terrible, I don't think.
The only thing that could be important is the basic. If Gustavo only plays 1 basic fighting, that E-Search can't find a basic fighting. Or Energy Search in general can't find basic fighting, but might play 2.
Start, he can actually play the game. That's always a nice sigh of relief here in this game 2. A very fast.
Just going to warn Gustavo about fast playing. We got 50 minutes of stream we need to fill, buddy.
He'll be looking at a few important prize cards. Dunsparce, of course, is going to be a big.
Appreciate the prime sub there.
He does play Clara as well to recover it.
I have no idea.
Which is also a
Kaio?
deal for him. He's just going to go
7777C. Move to the right pack, my dude.
Just
We're all out of pizza now, but we got plenty of milk.
It's so important for both players' deck lists. So as long as he has an energy drop, he should be...
Did you go play Manaphy and Dunsparce? We don't know.
And it is really interesting to note here that, you know, Eagle chose to go first. We've seen
Give
a
up
lot of
Palpad.
decks where Sobble choose to go second, but then again, a lot of decks with Arceus.
No energy though, bro. This is brutal.
Again.
Oh,
I believe
No energy for Igor.
Ultra Ball in his hand as well, but he chose not to go fishing.
Wait, yeah, he had Ultra Ball. Could have gone got Crobat. Obviously, you don't want Crobat and play in this matchup. But you don't want to do it's like Kyle. Okay, okay. I got you.
Double turbo all in one turn, so all is not lost for him. That's a big reason why people like.
There's the energy here. So we can see they keep calling here from Gustavo. There's no Sabo surprise for Gustavo. Gustavo will be in a pretty good spot. Why not Ultra Ball for Crobat there from Igor? Maybe Igor has the Melanie play set up in hand. That would be fine then to wait, I guess. It's fine to wait here from Igor if they have the Melanie play.
Draws you free prizes. And it's just so good. It's the reason why Suicune is so good, even though Entei and Raikou basically.
I mean, the bat V is in the deck for sure.
Water energy, which opens up Melanie, which is absolutely huge. So
maybe Igor just has the play to get off the Melanie next turn.
In the same way we've seen Raihan.
I don't think we've seen Igor or Basic Water from Igor yet, though. I don't know. Do we know if they even play Basic Water?
A lot of free energy attackers right now that can use double energies. You just need that last one, and whether it's Raihan or Melanie or Energy Switch, we see these players are playing these tricks because.
All right, level ball for Sabo.
Attacks from nowhere.
And eyeing up and keep calling. Needs to get the energy on the Sabo first. Oh. Almost forgot. There you go, Gustavo. There we go. Keep calling.
It's up to the players to try and break it.
Just one Ursh. Yeah, Gustavo doesn't have to be afraid of boss here either, which lets him get that Urshifu as well, which is nice. Because otherwise, if there's an energy on the Arceus, then you probably don't want to bench just like a solo Ursh. Arceus Urshifu? It's like alright.
Boss's orders plus pulling off any meaningful damaging attack here. So Gustavo,
yo, appreciate the 313 sub there. See more biscuits. Thank you for the great insight with the commentary. It is great to hear the strategy lines. Of course, glad you enjoyed the content. Appreciate the support. No, but I don't think if Igor's playing the Ultra Ball right now, I don't think Igor has it.
Igor had a good turn, missed the energy. So what are we going to see? We're going to
Bro, Igor's going to get far. That's like such a misplay from Igor. Either you have the play to pull off the Melanie play, or you should have used Crobat last round to go with the energy. There's no way playing it this slow ever works. I mean, you still can Trinity charge this turn, but getting a prize card versus not getting a prize card is a pretty big difference. Oh, he does play Dunsparce.
A little bit awkward. By not having any water energy in the discard pile early on, it's really.
I mean, having the Dunsparce is nice, but like Gustavo could have boss KO Dunsparce next turn, I guess. I don't know, not going for an energy that last turn, I don't think is very good.
Accepting that he is forced to Trinity charge here with his Arceus V and not.
Yeah, I definitely would like to have seen Igor Crobat turn 1, I think. I don't know. Or like set up the. I think if Igor didn't play the quick ball for the Sabo, you actually could have gone for the Melanie play here and attacked.
You've even got that second card that could be whatever you want it to be. And you've got the attack.
And maybe still got the Dunsparce as well still.
You've got whatever other card you want in addition.
Now we're going to see Igor go bench, research for 7.
That single energy turn 1 changes entirely how you have to play it out. But we do see the fabled.
But there might not be a Melanie, to be honest. We haven't seen a.
Yeah, pretty nice.
Well, there's not a Melanie king. The energy turn 1 seems more important.
It's a good feeling to empty out your hand.
There's the DTE, so we could see the Trinity charge at least.
You can thin pre the professor's research for no downside, getting a fresh 7 cards. He is able to wind the double.
There might not be basic waters in here to be. Oh no, there is. So there's definitely a Melanie in here if you play basic water.
More energies into play here with that Trinity charge. Doesn't put any damage on.
Wonder how many dark they're going to prioritize. Probably 2 dark, 1 water, because you want to set up for the Clara for the baby Moltres.
Exactly what he's doing. We see those free energies being picked out of the deck, and you know Gustavo here. There is a chance, you know, all he needs to do is a Gale Frost, and then, oh no, because the Dunsparce came down. I forgot the Dunsparce. Okay, so that Dunsparce, absolutely huge. So I'm liking what Eagle's doing here. Yep. He's protected against the Gale Frost KO with a Dunsparce. He's got the energy.
So Gustavo won't have like a ridiculously powerful turn this turn. I know boss KO Dunsparce would be pretty good though. Boss KO what's called would be pretty good here from Gustavo though. But
a couple attackers ready to rumble.
See
can go ahead
if he can pull it off. It's like quite a bit to get out of the current hand, I think.
He could still be going for a rapid flow thanks to that one-off that he plays in his deck.
Oh, the E. I guess he could E flow. He could. Oh no, he's gonna have it. He could actually do it this. I keep forgetting about the E switch. Gustavo does play the E switch. We could see a G-Max rapid flow this turn.
That would be huge. And you pointed out
you could even go after double Sabo here, but you probably want to get rid of Dunsparce.
That's not an easy thing to pull off.
Maybe can't pull it off though. Rethinking the E-switch now.
Then that's your only supporter for the turn, and then that's it. You know, if Gustavo does it again, then that is just, you know.
All right. I think Gustavo's playing for it, but isn't going to guaranteed have it. I think maybe he's going to play a draw supporter after this and then play for it.
Or whatever it might be, but once again, we're seeing like we saw with
okay.
there are options here, and we see the scoop up net, which is
you need the Rapid Strike energy. You need a lot though. Oh no, but could you go with Gustavo might go for the Piers. Oh my, dude, the Piers, bro. It's so good.
That's one way to guarantee it. I don't know if he already
there's the Piers.
Here we go.
Probably going to fail. Yeah, fail the Pokemon.
Going for the Rapid Strike energy, so choosing not to take any.
I think the Crobat's in hand. I didn't see it in the deck.
He's going to attach it.
Oh my gosh, bro. He's got it all.
Once again, turn 2. Insane.
So Dunsparce is going to go down for sure. And I think the other thing Gustavo wants here is another Urshifu, so you can get into the Gale Thrust on the next turn and start taking one-hit KOs on the Arceus. Because with the Urshifu in the active, you still can pull off Gale Thrust next turn. It's just harder. You want another Urshifu here if possible, and that's why he's not benching the other Sobble down quite yet. Leaving the bench space open to try and find another Urshifu for sure. Oh, he didn't even have a.
Ready to rumble.
Wait, did he draw it? Did he draw off that?
He may want to put down into play. Arceus is one of these attackers.
Did you draw off that Crobat?
Represent much pressure against Urshifu, so he is going to go full here and put the extra Sobble down, knowing that the deck plays so many scoop up net, he can buy back that bench space later.
Didn't end up with the Urshifu.
It's going to be a pretty strong turn here.
Yeah, gets rid of a Sobble, gets rid of Dunsparce. Pretty good.
Sobble, all in one go.
Yeah, that E-switch, bro. Gustavo's one of E-switches. It's been ridiculous so far. I'm not sure what the prize cards taken were.
And this almost forces Igor to go and get the Clara this turn to go and get that Dunsparce back. And generally speaking, like these recovery supporters, mid to late game.
Now it's going to get awkward for Igor. This is where there's no... I mean, unless they play some way to recover Dunsparce. Oh, no, actually, they do. They do. Igor can recover the Dunsparce here because Igor plays Clara because they're playing the Moltres build. I wonder if Gustavo should have actually played this differently the more I think about it now, to be honest. This actually isn't a terrible spot for Igor because you play the Clara because you're playing the Moltres build.
And that's the thing, you know, a lot of players would look at it and go, well, I'll just use Dunsparce, that'll take away my weakness. Well, the really good players, your Tors, your Gustavos, they know you're playing Dunsparce. So as soon as Dunsparce hits the field, they're going, right, well...
Maybe Gustavo should have just, like, targeted the Sobbles, to be honest. But that gets weird, I guess, on the following turn. You kind of have to go after the Dunsparce.
You know what you're playing.
But to be honest, this Clara is going to make it awkward for Gustavo. You can, like, Gale Thrust. If, like Gustavo has an escape rope in hand, so you can Gale Thrust, but, like... What do you do after that?
Looking for, like, his own Avery or his own Marnie or something along those lines to slow down Gustavo's roll. But that importance of Dunsparce is really backing Eagle into that corner to be forced to find the Clara here as one of his choices.
What else are you even going to grab here?
We'll see what else he can really piece together.
Level Ball gives options through Drizzile. That seems fine to me. Gonna get a Sobble out of the discard pile as well, so you'll have that.
And it looks like he's just going to have a quick look at Gustavo's discard pile before making any other selection here. But yeah, as we say, pretty much forced into a Clara play. And what else can he really go for? He's already got double V-Star online. Potentially a supporter for the following turn is the best thing he can come up with here.
I think you just have to go Level Ball. Yeah, this gives you the options. You could go for, you could Level Ball for Drizzile and just get an Evolution Incense for next turn. So you have the option of another Drizzile or Inteleon.
So that's an option. I mean, like you say, I think, you know,
we'll see.
You go for the Clara, you get your Dunsparce back, you probably have to into this.
Yeah.
And then even then, you know...
Yo, what's up, newbie?
Done with your energy acceleration.
Yeah, you've got 2
All right, there we go.
And Gustavo's at 4 prizes remaining. So
Dunny is back.
That's all you're going to need.
I don't know how many Clara Igor plays, but the Palpad's gone, so this could be the last Dunny. Could be final Dunny.
Coming down this turn, to be honest with you, Igor again has to represent.
But actually, I don't hate the spot that Igor's in, to be honest. I don't hate where Igor's at right now.
Out of play in one go. Now that we've seen that Starbirth,
might not put the other Sobble down.
On Inteleon. But he is debating whether or not he wants to bench anything else. It kind of makes sense to just bench.
You might want to avoid having like 4 1-prizes in play, so that way Gustavo can't go like flow just to KO 4 1-prize Pokemon. But I'm sure Igor plays nets and stuff, so I would probably like to see that Sobble hit the bench.
What else he can come up with here, but the level ball could easily be for.
Bro, they gotta chill with that music, bro.
Just be saving it for the following because there's not many other actions he needs to do here.
No, absolutely, and he's put himself in a decent position. The thing is, he's not putting on that much pressure. You know, you're working on a very clear 2-hit KO on that Rapid Strike Urshifu. We know Gustavo plays Cheryl.
Oh, come on, Igor, make an action, bro. This is where Igor needs to make an action. The judge should definitely prompt Igor to make an action here. This is taking too long for Igor to make an action.
You could be going for a Gale Thrust, potentially even trying to gust up and KO that Dunsparce. Assuming he does, he's got 1 copy of it. So
This man just likes touching the level ball. Alright, there we go. There's a hit.
The best option.
Probably gets 1 more to accelerate to the bench Arceus.
Gustavo's kind of leading, forcing Igor to respond.
Think.
And I think, you know, when Gustavo
Alright, here we go. Here we go.
has the advantage in the game, this is exactly where he wants to be.
Yeah, there's
Second Arceus set up finally. Has the options, probably all the options they need through the Drizzile with the level ball. They're just debating how many 1 prize Pokemon they want to put down. Igor also doesn't know how many E-Switch Gustavo plays, so Gustavo could do something this turn. There's the escape rope. Now this is what makes this makes it awkward though for Igor. I feel like you have to send up your Arceus now, but it's not that big of a deal because then you can probably pull off a Charon's Care. Igor might consider sending up the Sobble here though, and just letting that Sobble go. Could definitely see that happen.
So he's having to play some additional switching cards, and rope being pretty effective here. Igor simply just sends up the other Arceus.
We should see Shady Dealings Inteleon here, I would assume, from Gustavo. Maybe.
Probably a Cheryl play alongside a Gale Thrust here.
Ooh, Cheryl. Okay, that actually no. Gustavo actually has a pretty good play then. Yeah, Gustavo can Cheryl. Oh man, bro.
It's still not a bad thing at all to undo a ton of damage.
Gustavo probably wants to get another Arceus or another Urshifu in play as well, possible. Arceus. Yeah, there we go.
You cannot give up that
Net reset plus the Cheryl. That's huge, actually. Yeah.
And we do see there we got the so we actually went for
and then we'll probably see a energy search or training court if Gustavo doesn't have the energy in hand. Yeah, Gustavo should be attacking this turn for sure. I was like, yeah, Shady Dealings to work with. Yeah, the Cheryl's huge. That's big here. I guess it can just be kind of responded to with from Igor, and it has the energy already too. By Igor can just respond to this with a Charon's Care of their own, but then we have another G-Max Rapid Flow for Gustavo to use on the next turn.
So that you really are just getting things.
Sends up the Sobble.
Interestingly, we're going to see Scuba Net into Sobble here.
That's interesting. Yeah, definitely interesting. I'm curious.
Just with a Gale Thrust, unless he has other plays.
Unless Gustavo's trying to make 2 bench spaces.
Yeah, more Shady Dealings. It's one of those things where you don't really like just throwing away Scoop Up Nets. They're so valuable.
Yeah, is Gustavo trying to make 2 bench spaces here?
Grab a quick ball here. Going to get rid of that Snorlax, and he can start putting down potentially another.
Yeah, there's the other Urshifu. I was talking about that guy. And not as important last turn though because of the Cheryl play from Gustavo. I didn't think about the Cheryl play. And I saw it in Gustavo's deck too. You don't really need the Urshifu until this turn.
I must confess, I was also thinking, you know, you go into the Urshifu
and then pass. So just doesn't want to Gale Thrust. I actually don't hate this though from Gustavo. That's why Gustavo was debating going into the Crobat actually. That is why Gustavo was debating going into the Crobat here.
Yeah, I think the idea here is that Gale Thrust doesn't do a huge amount for you.
Because then you just get Charon's Cared and then your Urshifu gets hit. But now you just give him the Drizzile and you're like, okay, you can hit my you can take a prize card on Drizzile. It doesn't do that much for you.
Why do this 150?
So actually, I like this play from Gustavo actually. I like it a lot.
Put myself one.
Because you just go for that G-Max Rapid Flow next turn, KO Dunsparce, and then
it's one of these nice
you're kind of cooking from there.
To keep that
now from Igor.
Open for Igor. It's not changing too much. In terms
I mean, it feels like you have to boss KO, hit the Urshifu. That feels terrible. You kind of don't want to KO the Drizzile because you don't want to give them Raihan.
Your opponents are choosing like not to do anything.
They
have the potential to deal damage.
Yeah, you don't want to give Gustavo Raihan because that's like another way for them to, because Gustavo's played the Piers.
Rather than like an Avery.
You know he probably doesn't play 2 Piers. I guess Gustavo could have like Pal Pad plus get Piers back and use it.
At the board here. Gustavo's got a pretty
you probably don't want to KO the Drizzile. You probably want to boss KO the boss punch the Urshifu, and it looks like that's what Igor's going for because you don't want to give him Raihan.
It's not coming back, and you just Gale Thrust and Arceus for the win.
For sure. I guess it does make Gustavo's play a little bit awkward though, to be honest. Like Gustavo doing this means that Igor can then boss. So unless Gustavo has a way to then get off a G-Max Rapid Flow, it does make this choice from Gustavo a little bit weird, to be honest. Now, like I liked it initially, but the more I'm thinking about it now, it makes it weird, right? Because now, like, you know Igor is going to have access to the boss, right? They have Drizzile, they have Sobble in play. You know they have a Drizzile in the hand, or probably do. I think you do know for sure because you got the... Oh, no, they didn't see the level up. So you know they can do this and we'll probably have this play. It doesn't make you question the play from Gustavo again, to be honest. If Gustavo can just...
And Arceus is just quite linear at this state in the game.
Gustavo can pull it off though, which I think they could. I think Gustavo could get Pal Pad plus Piers here, and then just Piers. Imagine using Piers twice in a game.
So Gustavo
And then benches the Sobble to protect against G-Max Rapid Flow, because if you don't bench a Sobble, you lose access to Shady Dealings and your Dunsparce, so kind of have to bench a Sobble here as Igor to have options on the next turn.
I mean, it looks like he needs Rapid Strike.
But I think actually Gustavo might have the Palpad plus Pierce plus. I mean, they have it if the Palpad's in the deck, because they have Drizzile plus Shady Dealings.
That is his route to victory.
So because he's second, maybe Gustavo just plays 2 Piers.
Potentially a little bit.
There we go.
If Eagle tries to stall with another single prize Pokemon, but I don't think
There's the Palpad. Bro, back-to-back Piers, bro. That's so funny. The Piers is back. Let's go. What a meme, bro. I've hated on that card so much since it came out.
And he has the license to go for it this turn alongside the Cheryl.
Could Cheryl as well, though.
Great recovery here.
That would be interesting. That'd be interesting if we saw Gustavo instead go with another Cheryl play. It would kind of continue to exhaust Igor's resources, but I feel like the Piers just makes the most sense. There we go, the Moltres and the Rapid Strike energy. And see, this is why it even makes it like a bigger deal that Igor wasn't more aggressive, right? Like, when Igor chose not to use that Crobat on the first turn to have like a turn 2 Arceus swinging, like you're in a bad matchup. You need as many aggressive options as possible. Because if your opponent's dead drawing, you having a bat in play is going to be a huge deal. But if your opponent's dead drawing and you can actually attack turn 2, that makes a bigger difference, right? Gustavo obviously wasn't dead drawing, but it makes it a bigger deal that Igor wasn't more aggressive, I don't think. Now, yeah, goes for the Drizz. Yep. And now it's just a Gale Thrust. Like, it has a ridiculous hand as a Gale Thrust away. So Igor has to... Oh, that's a Drizzile top tech. They did have an Ultra Ball, though, so they were going to be fine no matter what. But Igor has to Marnie this turn. Like, Gustavo wins if Gustavo gets to keep the hand, for sure.
Rather than letting Gustavo win one turn later. So all Igor can do here is KO
the only other thing Igor could do is if Igor did have another Clara, Igor could have gone Clara for the Dunsparce plus net the Sobble out of play hit. That would have been fine as well, but there's the Marnie, so we'll just see the Marnie here.
Best play really that Igor can do here. Maybe Gustavo doesn't have access to any of his remaining incense level ball Drizzile, Inteleon, scoop up nets.
Let's see what Gustavo.
So it's possible for Gustavo to have a.
Let's see if Gustavo just has the win here. Gustavo doesn't really need a whole ton to win here, to be honest.
Take out this 3 prize Pokemon, and yeah.
Finally get a knockout here from Igor. It's been a rough one for Igor. And even after this KO is not in that good of a spot, to be honest. Options are pretty limited on the bench.
Really close out here as well.
No, absolutely.
That's a level ball. Maybe just wants to shuffle the deck. Could go Shady Dealings plus net reset the Sobble. I don't hate that. Or you could just get an Evolution Incense for the Shady Dealings Inteleon on the following turn, which is probably more likely going to happen. See if there's a Drizzy in there. Oh, there it is, yeah. So you could get Evolution Incense to get the Shady Dealings Inteleon. Or actually the Big Charm does help. Actually, the Big Charm's a good grab there. And Gale Thrust doesn't get the knockout. So you need the quick shooting as well from Gustavo.
Puts Arceus up to 310, and the 150 doubled is 300. That puts you a tiny bit out of range.
Yeah, and interestingly enough, Gustavo isn't playing Zigzagoon, and he's also only playing Sword and Shield Inteleon. He's not playing quick shooting. So this.
Oh, there's no quick shooting in Gustavo's list?
Maybe a Boss's Orders play, something like that.
Has he played his choice belt yet?
He does have choice belts.
Okay, there's a choice belt. Okay.
So you can get to 180.
Dude, I was like, oh my gosh. All right, so the choice belt is gonna be that. I was like, he has no way to KO a Big Charmed Arceus. That seems like an oversight, but no, it does definitely have a way to.
Perfect from Igor. I think everything Igor's doing is exactly what he needs to be doing. You're getting the KO to get that.
Should be in a fine spot.
You're forcing your opponent to have more resources at the same time as using the money to put them down to a smaller hand. There is nothing more you can do. I think Igor had the perfect turn for this point in the game for the board.
Oh, he wants him to shuffle the deck because of the attack. I was wondering what he was wanting there. What the judge was wanting there.
Igor's got the Inteleon engine, and it's little things like he can draw a Drizzile and Evolve or an Inteleon. You know, there's too many turns where you draw the Inteleon, but you've only got Sobble on the bench. It's just every out is available to him. There's the VMAX.
Oh boy.
There's the.
Is it already over? If he just has net choice belt in the hand. I don't think he quite has it that good. Taking his time even on the. Oh, might have nothing actually.
So we're at least
10 damage away from the win.
Ooh, just a hit.
The Big Charm helps Igor hold on.
So Gustavo's hand is basically dead.
A lot of damage from Gustavo.
I don't think there's a Charon's Care in the hand here for Igor.
To claw back into this game.
Oh wait, no, there might be actually.
Thing is, next turn, if he stays in the active, Gustavo can get a KO. if he retreats to the bench, boss's orders, or rapid.
And you definitely want to heal at this turn because otherwise you lose to a G-Max Rapid Flow.
So Gustavo is still very much in the driver's seat here. There's still a lot of outs.
Spins out a Moltres.
The game is still going on.
Could have the Charon's Care plus Moltres, I guess.
I mean, Gustavo's now on a one-turn clock.
And then put the
probably wins next turn.
put the don't put the Arceus in the active. Actually, this could be really good from Igor if Igor has the Charon's Care.
That's going to change the tide of the game quite nicely for him. I'm not spying it in his hand here.
I do not see. It's a Melanie.
Oh, no, that's a Melanie.
Not as good.
That's a Melanie, unfortunately. All these full art supporters make it so hard to see.
Charm was a savior there, though.
I think he might have a scoop up net in hand, but he doesn't have a Sobble on the bench because of those G-Max Rapid Flows coming out. And, you know, KO.
There's no so you could hard retreat and then Melanie, I guess.
Any shady dealings here?
Doesn't look like he does. Just the quick balls, unfortunately, not going to help him out too much.
Awkward.
About the stadium to make it difficult for Gustavo to move in and out of the active position. He can try and get a Malevolent Charge down from...
You definitely need to use the Melanie this turn to draw cards. So you could hard retreat to your other Arceus and then Melanie to your Arceus. There's no water in the discard pile, which makes things awkward.
Melanie play to draw some additional cards here.
Yeah, retreat plus Melanie seems like the play, though.
From his own Marnie.
Retreat the active, and then Melanie to your bench one. I don't know why we're benching... Why I was thinking about benching the Moltres, though, right now.
Igor can win in 2 turns, but I think you're right. Without the Sharon's Care,
You have the Melanie here, though, as Igor.
The Sharon's Care, Gustavo's route becomes much more difficult, kind of forces him to have...
You have to retreat here as Igor always. I don't know what Igor's like debating here.
Then it's Choice Band, or it's Rapid Strike Energy for the G-Max Rapid Flow, and that is a very different way, and it looks like...
And then you can Melanie to the bench one here.
And this just... And the Training Corp, but... Oh, this just is opening up options.
Yeah, I'm not sure about if he's going to
play the Melanie.
It opens up a
Why is he sequencing it like this? Just play the Melanie. Let's see the cards.
Additional cards off the Melanie here makes a good amount of sense. I do also like replacing.
We have the net reset on the Drizzle.
Makes sense,